All right. Hi, Deb. Thanks for having a chat with me today.
Hi,
And
Sabine. Welcome.
yeah. So I've done TRE for everybody listening. I've done some TRE sessions with Deb, and I've also done some sessions with her sister Marie, who she's been a carer for a long time. So just um, yeah, it just starting. What sort of benefits have you found for yourself doing TRE?
I think one of the most profound times I noticed from TRE was when I felt quite stressed coming to the session because I felt like I didn't have time. I had this on, that on, and felt like a small window of time. And so when I got to the session, I already felt a bit wound up, so to speak. And and then during the session, I felt a little shift in my emotions. I felt a bit cranky, and and then after that session, there was a release in that. And after that session, I got home, and suddenly I had all this time. It was like time was stretched. So I managed to have a shower, have a beautiful lunch, and still had time, a long time, before I had other commitments to do. And so suddenly what felt really stressful and such short time was all stretched, and I seemed to feel so at ease and comfortable in my body.
Lovely. It sounds like it created some type of space.
Yes, that's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
And it felt like that my body was so wound up, an unraveling happened, so that suddenly I could just come to a point of where I was right in the moment.
Beautiful. It really sounds like, it can be just like a daily thing that could be experienced if you're just stressed, could be that unraveling
Yeah.
that's
That
beautiful.
that feeling of overwhelm, of where you become faster and faster. It felt like it allowed me to stop and take a breath and step back a bit and unravel a little bit, and then in fact that gave me more time.
Wow. Awesome.
Mm.
Awesome.
So
Uh,
thank
uh,
you.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. And another question, how did you feel supported throughout the sessions? What was your experience with that?
I think you have a beautiful ability, Sabine, to have such a gentle presence, um, prompting us just to look within and be a little more aware of just the subtleties that are in our everyday life and moments. And you do it in such a gentle, beautiful way. It just, yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank
Mm.
you for sharing that and the feedback.
Mm.
All right. So, I mean, is there anything else? That's quite a significant thing that you got, and we might want to talk about, having been a carer for your sister Marie for many years, and
Mhm.
we had a conversation about that the other day, and I just wondered if we could, point to some of the things that you mentioned that you may have noticed in Marie overall, because Marie has been doing TRE with me now for over a year, actually. So
Yes.
yeah, so
So, in my time of caring for Marie, which has been a long, long time, since 1999, she had her first major seizure. And so from that time, it's been many, ups and downs, ins and outs. And she's never really voluntarily stepped into any type of healing or self-reflective work at all. And one thing I've really noticed since she's been doing the TRE is is that she has a level of awareness growing within herself, where she's starting to care for herself and be more proactive in cooking, which I've never smelt a cooking smell coming from her house, bless her. But one day I pulled up and she'd actually baked muffins and everything for mine and my daughter's visit, which it doesn't sound much to others, but it's a really big thing for her. And just in that self-nurturing is what I've noticed, and actually planning a meal, which she has never done before. Um, and so we're moving into now like what's been the longest time that she hasn't had a turn ever since she had her first turn. So it's going into nearly 4 years. And so this is the longest time. And one thing I noticed the other day is that in the past, when I've been around her and something emotional has gone down, say, for instance, like when my father died, she didn't seem to have the ability to process the emotion because of her memory problems with the epilepsy and the medication. It's like she can't put a finger on how she's feeling. And so her system must go into overwhelm and brings on a fit, a seizure, so that she can just shut down her nervous system to shut down to process. So one of the things I've noticed, like since she's been doing the TRE, is that it's giving her nervous system the ability to deal with what's going on for her. So recently she lost an ex-partner, and I think in the past that would have been a situation that would have got her so wound up, it would have brought on a turn. And she was able to process that loss really well. I was quite concerned about her, but it's like her coping strategy within her body is better now that she's been doing the TRE for some time.
Beautiful. Very, very touching, and very honoured to have been working with her as well, and hearing that feedback from, you know, from you as well. So that's beautiful. Really, really wonderful.
Makes me emotional.
Yeah, it's big stuff. It's big stuff. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
And also it's so subtle, because if it was anything where she knew you were looking for anything, she would just, no, get out of here, I'm not talking about anything. So it's so subtle yet so powerful. She feels totally safe and held in that to keep coming and doing it, which is just beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you. You were talking earlier about, you know, liking to use analogies, and you had a beautiful analogy that you described when, you know, we were talking about Marie, and did you want to share that one?
See if I can capture it again. So I often use analogies to explain what I see in a situation, and thinking of Marie, it was like a rubber band gets wound tighter and tighter and tighter. And to me, the TRE is like where it provides that space and to do the unraveling of the rubber band. So instead of it getting tighter till something snaps or gives, it's the unraveling happens gently and slowly, so that the body is allowed to express whatever is going on for it in a different way. But I don't know if that's captured it the same, but
no, that makes sense. You know, we're so in the environment that we're living in and the pressures that we have, and not just our own situation, like Marie with her history. You know, it makes complete sense, you know, how the nervous system just it's like it's getting tighter and tighter because everything's just loaded onto it and there's no actual release. So yeah, it makes
I was trying to think of how to articulate and understand or explain to anyone how TRE worked, and that was when the rubber band sort of popped in my mind of seeing it's getting tighter and tighter and realising that's what it is. It's like the unravelling, taking it back and giving some space and some room.
And it's been beautiful also, you know, working with Marie over a longer period of time. Like TRE isn't something that is a quick fix. So, you know, just like that rubber band, you know, it doesn't just spring into action, you know, it's that slow unraveling, which will give you a chance to integrate what you're learning and you know, slowly, you know, be grounded with that as well. So,
and without pressure. And for someone like Marie, she wouldn't have dived into something that was too much too quick. So for her, it's been perfect. Years and years of different things she's been through, some that she wouldn't even be able to verbalize that experience, not really knowing how deep that experience may have affected her nervous system. So this is a way to be doing that. Your body has the wisdom to unravel or to do what it needs to do.
Yeah, I love it. I love hearing you talk about that, and it just gives me so much pleasure to be able to to assist in that, and see her, and see her, you know, letting that go, and her experience, and your experience with her.
Yeah.
You know,
And
as a carer, I think there's
yeah,
a lot of tension and pressure as well, isn't there?
yeah, there is. It makes me a bit emotional sitting here thinking about what a journey it's been. But one of the things I really noticed too since she's been doing the TRE is she normally in the past where I might get a bit bossy pants, like never, she actually is stopping me in my tracks. So she's being empowered. So maybe she better not come anymore. Where she'll stop me in my tracks and say, no, la, 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 you know, so it's really beautiful to see. And I'll say, oh, okay. So it's there's some empowerment coming there, which is really beautiful, because in the past she's just totally given away her power and doesn't feel like she has a right to speak up for what she does or doesn't want. So there's some really beautiful stuff unfolding.
Beautiful. And I just wanted to highlight to anybody listening that, you know, we have asked permission from Marie to be able to share this today. So really, really appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
I just think it's just such a wonderful modality, Sabine, and I'm so blessed and grateful that you've brought this to the area and that my sister can access it, because it really is like a miracle tool, just realizing how powerful it is and the unfolding that's taking place that I'm witnessing with my sister. So yeah, I highly recommend it, and we're really blessed and fortunate to have you in the area offering such tools.
Oh, thank you, and it's just such an honor to see, you know, things unfolding for people, and that's why I do what I do, basically.
Yeah,
So thank you so much for your time.
thank you.
And yeah, we'll catch you later. Talk to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Okay, bye. See you.
Bye.